Hello, I'm Ryan J. Cheshire, and I am the creator of Six Second Ventures. Six Second Ventures was originally created from a script that I wrote for a Doctor Who episode. So it was meant to be a fan series. Unfortunately, everyone who was going to be part of that they never turned up for filming and unfortunately I was the only one out of, I think it was about 8 of us, that actually turned up for filming each time, and on each occasion I was called to say no, it's going to be moved to the next day or the next day, and I tried twice and nothing. So what can you do? It was called The Last Protocol, and it was going to be a story that featured the Cybermen. Now, I'm not going to tell you what happens because who knows? I might adapt it for a Six Sec script someday. So pretty much the idea for Six Sec Adventures came when I rolled round to my 3-year anniversary, and I thought, this year I've got to do something. I'd never done an anniversary special before, but I'd always wanted to, and I got inspired by some fan films on YouTube, for example Vogue Saxon 7 and Batman March and that, who had done these adventures, and I thought I want to do something like that. So pretty much I came up with this story where YouTube from another dimension wanted to try and squeeze every single penny from everyone on YouTube. Now, I wasn't getting any money off YouTube at that point, and that I still not I do it for free. That's why there's no adverts on my videos. But so YouTube was gonna have to come and stop me and pretty much just kill me. I'm explaining the plot to you because a lot of people sort of vaguely understood what's happening, but the reason that YouTube turned into Daleks and that is because in order for for YouTube to get into this dimension, this universe, they had to go through my YouTube channel, which is of a Dalek, which is why all of them end up as Doctor Who themed stuff like Daleks and stuff like that. So hence where that idea came from. So pretty much the pilot 6X Last Day of Life, it's a kind of embarrassment and also an achievement for me, because it was the first time I actually went out and actually done something. I got it done. This is what I could do. I had Matthew Pomfrey, who is Pigment on YouTube, to help me with that. This is before he had a YouTube channel. That this was his first YouTube appearance, so hooray for that. But he was then pretty much we did it in a day's filming at Newcastle upon Tyne, next to a bridge. Pretty much we have the sage in the background for a lot of it, just to show some perspective, and we were filming in public. We filmed it in late March or early April. Well, I think it was probably late March, and we filmed it on a Saturday, and it was, the weather was fairly warm, especially for that time of year, and we just did it. It was midday, and we just did it all. I did go back that evening and film the shots of me pretty much talking to a camera where I'm saying, what on earth is this, what is happening? And also the cameo scenes, can't remember if they were recorded before or after, but they were then put in, and there it went out, and everyone thought it was shit. So there you go. So pretty much after that, I planned to do a series. Unfortunately, that never came to be, because I wanted, obviously, Matthew to be the companion. Unfortunately, he said he wanted to leave in the next story, and I thought, oh god. Well, he said he may do cameos in later stories, but they pretty much at that point was a panic. I had to write him out, and I had to write him out incredibly quickly. So I wrote after the attack, and someone who shall not be named, who was going to be the replacement companion for quite a while, and then suddenly dropped out later on. So I had to rewrite the script again to rewrite Matthew out. I think Matthew's write-out is probably a very realistic departure. Unfortunately, that whole story is just not very interesting. So, you know, I had the Dalek scenes, which were meant to be just a continuation of what happened before, but pretty much those two shots and that was maybe like part one of another story. But so they were added in to sort of like see like, ooh, Daleks are happening and all this kind of other stuff. My camera that I'd been using for a long time had unfortunately broke, so I had to borrow my brother's camera that day, and unfortunately he didn't charge it up for me, so I was just about to leave and it had a dead battery, and I thought, oh well, I can't just put off. I've already said I'm going to meet Matthew at the time to film these final scenes, but I'll go see him anyway. But so I went in there, and I didn't have any tripods, and we decided to film it on my phone, and it didn't turn out too badly as I thought. It wasn't as shaky as I thought, so that was at least something. So that was his final story. Mind-bending. Oh, mind-bending. This could have actually been the final 6 Second Adventure story. It could have been the final story I ever did. That could have been the final 2 episodes. It's not going to be, but it very easily could have been. So Mind-bending was originally not going to be a story that actually didn't feature me much at all. It was meant to be pretty much a proper introduction of the new companion, again who will not be named for reasons. So I just thought, well, I did have it in the story that there were multiple versions of me, and I thought this is pretty much a story that I can do on my own. So I did that. I really did do that. For the story, I wanted a new sonic screwdriver for me, something more personal. I came up with this one right here. Pretty much, and it's been modified since it's got all these cogs and that.